What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome back to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, what is up? We are back. My name is JJT with Komish Eric. We apologize for missing out on a few days, 3 to 4 days, I guess. I think we had one on Sunday.
4 days. 4 days.
In case you don't know, I got COVID and still in quarantine, but it's just that the symptoms were a bit worse the past few days. But now we're okay. We're okay. We passed the worst, so we are back, and lots of things going on in the NBA. Lots of injury news as well. The biggest fish that was caught just the other day or yesterday, right? Steph Curry out for a few weeks. I think the timetable was about 2 weeks. I think he will be reevaluated after 2
Timetable
weeks.
reevaluated. Yeah, reevaluated in 2 weeks, but they said probably a month. So he's probably out of the Christmas Day games. Hopefully we can see him in January. Hopefully sometime in January. That's a win already. Because, if he doesn't come back January, they might wait for the All-Star break already to bring him back. That is one that will hurt fantasy managers the most. But hopefully the 2-week mark, that's crucial. Let's wait for the status, the evaluation, how the shoulder is healing. The good news is there's no tear. There's no surgery needed. So that's the good news. But he's out for a while.
Yeah, he is out for a while, and that's probably a big blow. Good news though for maybe some Steph owners. He was so good in the early part of the first 8 weeks that you probably are up there in the standings, and you can somehow hopefully survive this next few weeks.
The bad thing is his direct replacement would be Jordan Poole, who should not be available in any waiver wires. So there's no direct add if you're a Curry owner. But maybe Dante DiVincenzo is somebody that you can go out and add. We've been mentioning him already. We've been writing him up already a couple of times. So hopefully you were able to pick him up, Dante. He's the guy who probably is the most direct beneficiary here.
That is available there in your waiver wire.
That is available. Ty Jerome, I'm not that high on that guy. So probably Dante. But of course, the Warriors also, we have to mention of other injury concerns. Andrew Wiggins been out for like 6 games, though he's already cleared to practice. So he might be back maybe a couple more games. And then, of course, Draymond has some contusion in his quad. So that's another problem there for the Warriors. They're a little banged up. So we expect some of their young. That's the good thing about the Warriors. They have young players. That's like Moody, like Kuminga. I'm watching.
So you have to watch out for You have to watch out for these players. Like, particularly Kuminga. I think Kuminga has the highest or the best potential when it comes to fantasy output.
Kuminga, I will not watch anymore. Kuminga, I will add, but I don't have any available Kumingas anymore in all of my leagues. So I'm sure he's already almost picked up in your leagues. But if he's not, I think you could give him an ad already. I'm looking at Moody. I'm very intrigued with Moody. I hope he gets minutes. He gets 20 plus minutes. In that case, I would be interested in him also.
Right. So that's the Golden State situation. Another injury, Clint Capela, out a couple of weeks, I think.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So another team that's really banged up right now is the Atlanta Hawks. No DeJounte. Though DeJounte is probably set to return hopefully next week, right? Just a couple of weeks.
Hopefully they said 1 to 2 weeks. I think this is the first week, so maybe another week.
Yeah, so maybe after Christmas.
I did see him celebrate during the AJ Griffin game winner this week. The one that was the turnaround alley-oop thing, and then he wasn't running well. I mean, the whole bench was running to AJ Griffin, and he was like limping towards. So that makes me think it's not that soon yet the John Murray. So he's still out. Capela will be out for a while. I'm not sure who will be back
Collins
earlier.
still out.
Collins said
still out.
he's soon. Yeah, he said he's about soon. He'll be back. So I think he's gonna be first among those players.
All right. So the Okongwu, of course, is the guy to own here.
Yeah, Onyeka Okongwu. He's a guy that has to be owned in all leagues for the moment. Now that Jeremy has reminded me about Okongwu, I do have some Okongwus in our FBW leagues, and I don't know if I put him on waiver because he's on waivers. I'll use my waivers on Okongwu. Maybe that's a question. Would you use your waiver on Okongwu? I would say yes.
Me no.
I'm 7th, 8th in the waiver. It's worth it because
not the top waiver, I guess.
Not the top, but I would try to use my waiver on him because I have a lot of injuries. I'll try my best to get him in some to keep myself afloat in those leagues.
Yeah, of course. Using waivers is using your waiver priority is a case-to-case situation where you are in the standings. Which player are you gonna drop? How far are you? Like, are you the first, second, third, or are you right here in the middle? So yeah, Okongwu, if you're somewhere in the middle in the waiver priority, give it a shot. I think that's worth it. If you're number 1 or 2, you might have second thoughts. I saw a stat that says, the average, Okongwu's average for 31 minutes isn't that good as well. I think he was just averaging around 5-6 points, or not even a double figure rebounding, but the stocks are there. So I think that's where he gets some of his value.
Yes.
So that's Capela. Zubac was out today. Last time I think he was also questionable, but I think he played through part of the game. What's the update on Zubac here?
Zubac, I think there's some contusion, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, he's been struggling even before the injury. He's been struggling already. So maybe there's really something wrong with his knee, I think. He's already out the next game, which is 2 days from now. He's already out. So I would predict maybe he'll be out for another game and then maybe possibly another game. So maybe a week. Moses Brown, I streamed him today. He had 5 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block. Basically what you can expect from him. Rebounds and then hopefully more blocks if he gets lucky. Stream for their next games. Moses Brown.
So Moses Brown is the guy to watch or stream for your next few games. Of course, Okongwu is still the better ad than Moses Brown, just in case you were wondering.
Sure.
Some updates on returning players. Well, non-returning players, Tyrese Maxey looks like he's gonna be out a lot longer. This is probably a similar case with the Desmond Bain situation.
Well, to be fair, I'm not surprised because he had a fracture. So that one really depends on the healing of the bone. It could really linger. So I'm not surprised with Maxey, but I was hopeful that he would be ready already by Christmas. So right now he's probably gonna be out for until January, till mid-January. At most, latest maybe mid-January. So that means D'Anthony Melton gets a little reprieve because, to be honest,
Melton though didn't he miss the game?
He missed the last game, but he's out of the injury report. I think it's his back. His back has been acting up, but that was a rest for him. He looks okay. He gets a little reprieve. I've been thinking of trading him. I was guessing that Maxey would be back. Maybe next week, maybe on Christmas Day. But now this news gives him a longer leash, no? His time. So I'll probably hold on to my Melton for a little longer because I was gonna trade him cheap. I was gonna trade him cheap
Well, you can
already
still
because
trade him, but at a higher value.
I'll ask you this question. Pat might be listening, but he was the one we were talking about Melton for Isaiah Stewart, and I was gonna say yes. I was really gonna say yes, but the news of Maxey came today this morning, and then I backed out of the deal. Sorry, Pat,
But it's not a bad deal, right? It's fairly,
that yeah,
okay. It's an okay deal. Not many are going to be fans of
it's an
Isaiah
okay.
Stewart.
I am not a fan of Isaiah
So
Stewart,
yeah,
so I was really just gonna take that just to get
shake things up.
something out of Melton. Yeah, no, just to get something out of Melton. I feel like if Maxi comes back, he's just gonna be, you know,
Droppable.
probably droppable.
Yeah. Like he
In
was.
shallower
Like he
leagues.
was early in
Yes,
the season, right? Um, so that's
yes,
Maxi. And
yes.
then three players could potentially return tomorrow, as early as tomorrow. Um, Gordon Hayward, well, not the happiest return news that we've heard. I'm not even sure. Somehow we'll probably.
Happy Hayward. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he stays
That's
on the
it.
court this time.
Hopefully he stays healthy.
Hopefully, hopefully his wife is happy.
This is I saw a tweet. I'm not sure if it was Josh Lloyd who tweeted. Um, this is the first time that Hayward and Lamelo will play together, and hopefully it's not going to be the last time as well.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, there's
Yes. Hopefully. We haven't discussed Lamelo. I think we haven't discussed him returning. So I think you can talk about them together. Lamelo and Hayward. They're basically healthy. Dennis Smith Jr. is the last one to come back. He's still out. But if Hayward comes back, they'll be healthy. Now looking at it, who will be affected? Of course, people will talk about Rozier. I think Rozier's effect won't be as bad. But I think the difference with Rozier this year is that Kelly Oubre has been playing very well. He has taken some of that thunder, some of that luster from Rozier. He's been getting a lot of the scoring, and now that he has Gordon Hayward, more players to steal some of his scoring opportunities. So that's a hit for Rozier. That's a hit for Oubre, and Jalen McDaniels, who I predict would be droppable or will be dropped as early as maybe tomorrow or this weekend when
yeah,
Hayward comes back.
yeah. All right. So no, just hold on to your McDaniels first. We don't know for how long Hayward will be playing.
No, this is it. This is it. Don't be too negative. We don't want to be too negative. We already suffered for so long. I think he'll be okay. He'll be
All
okay
right.
already.
Al Horford could also return tomorrow. He is already questionable, so that's well. I'm not sure if that's good news, but it could also be bad news because Rob Williams could also be back tomorrow. So we don't know how that dynamics would work. I was, offline. Commission and I were chatting about Al Horford. I've been saying that Al Horford hasn't been good as we want him to be this season. And now it makes things worse for us. In case you have Al Horford stocks there, because Rob Will is gonna come back earlier than expected, so that means less opportunities for Horford now.
We don't. Well, I would say though that Horford and Williams played together last year as power forward center. So maybe they go back to that. Maybe they play big. They go Tatum, Jalen, and then the two bigs, and then Marcus Smart. In that sense, in that case, it's Derek White who will be hurt the most. But if not, if it's completely a timeshare for now, then that would be bad for Horford, of course. Also for Rob Williams. But I predict Robert Williams will be load managed, minutes restricted for a while.
Yeah, maybe until the All Star. Right? That's my guess. Until the All Star, which is a few months, a couple of months, probably. So yeah, those are the players. Those are some injury updates there, as we were off for a
Yeah.
few days. Next, let's talk about some worry players just quickly.
Actually, I can add just a little more injury since we're
Go,
here
go.
already. Yeah, just something to watch out for. Sengun sprained his ankle. He came back to the bench, so just watch out for that. No ads really here, just something to watch out for. Caleb Martin also sprained his ankle. Caleb Martin is a guy who I think could miss time. He was already questionable to play today with his ankle injury, and then he sprained late in the game.
Well,
So
given the
that is
history of
possible.
Miami this season, yeah, he's gonna miss time.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he'll miss time. So let's see. But Butler is back. You know, I mean, I don't know if he's really back, but whatever. So maybe there's no real ad here. So just those players really. Maxi Kleber is out. Just some. I was always interested in Dallas. Somebody has to step up. I don't know who, but let's look tomorrow how the new rotation will shape up, and then we'll talk about it also in tomorrow's quickie. So that's the injuries. Saw the injuries.
All right. Some worry players. Maybe we're thinking about these are some of the players that probably been, you've been thinking whether you're gonna drop them or you're gonna still hold them, or how long is their leash going to be. Jalen Smith is the first guy. I think Jalen Smith is droppable.
Yeah. Jalen Smith is droppable. He's been droppable for a while. We talked about it last Monday. I wrote about it last Monday. He's droppable. Now tomorrow they play the Cavs. It's a big front line. Let's see if he's gonna get more minutes. Jalen Smith has moved from the starting power forward position to the backup of Miles Turner. Complete backup. 13, 15 minutes. Not only Jalen Smith. Isaiah Jackson is totally out of the rotation. He was the backup of Miles Turner. Now they replaced him with Jalen Smith. They play small. They have Neesmith. They have Nemhard, Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and O'Shea comes off the bench. So they've changed that a bit. They changed the rotation a bit. So Jalen Smith is an easy drop.
So that's Jalen Smith, easy drop. Jaden McDaniels of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He has been the difference between him and Jalen Smith is that he's getting minutes.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me now of Matisse Thybulle. In a way, he had some big games early this season, and those big games propelled him to the top 100. But they're very, very few in between. And then now, those big games are gone. They're just totally not there. And he's become a Thybulle. I mean, what does he do?
True.
A three-pointer, steals and blocks. So, yeah, maybe if somebody drops him, you can add him for a while as a streamer, short-term ad, but not a permanent part of your roster for me.
Yeah. Trey Murphy. But Trey Murphy played okay today, but he has some bad games. Past 2-3 games, I think, were not good. Hold.
Yeah. I'll hold. I'll hold with Trey Murphy.
Because he's getting the minutes. I think he's still starting. Without BI, he's still starting, right?
Yeah, but Brandon Ingram, I don't know when he's coming back. Supposedly he's gonna come back before their in their next road trip. So that's soon. So when Ingram comes back, I'm not too sure about Trey. But as long as Ingram is out, I'm okay to hold Trey Murphy. But when Ingram comes back, I might change my mind depending on how the rotate, because they're so deep, these Pelicans, and they play in so many blowout games because they're good, I guess, that everybody just gets minutes now.
Another factor I think for Trey Murphy's game is that Larry Nance is playing very well.
Yes.
If you look at it,
true.
There were games wherein Trey Murphy was playing very well and Larry Nance was pretty much insignificant in that stretch. Now it's Larry Nance's turn, who is playing very well. Now Trey Murphy has somehow taken a little backseat. Plus, Zion's been playing really, really well. And I think that's the scoring is, giving. That's the time where Trey Murphy's scoring gets limited because Zion's taking over. Of course, there's still McCollum there. So yeah, lots of things going on. Like Komish said, very deep lineup. Lots of things they can do with that lineup as well. So, but having said that, as long as Trey Murphy's, I think for me, as long as Trey Murphy's starting, I'm still gonna hold maybe until BI comes back, and then see where that goes. Before I
guess my question to you would be better question is, who do you hold, Trey Murphy or Herb Jones? Because Herb Jones returned already for the past 2 games.
But
So
still
who do you
not
like
good,
more
right?
between those two players? Because well,
I
better
think
than Jaden, I would say.
yeah, better than
Okay,
Jaden, but I think but the here's the challenge for the two of them. So you're gonna be thinking about the upside here, which is Trey Murphy has higher upside, and then versus the consistency in terms of the minutes, which Herb will probably have even with BI
Herb
back,
Jones.
right? So with that, I
Yeah,
think I'll probably go with a little on Herb's side. Just because if PI comes back, I think Trey Murphy's value could just be gone like that. At least with BI back, Herb's value would still be there. The minutes would still be there. But Herb's been
yeah,
bad. I mean, Herb's been bad this year.
yeah. The injuries haven't helped. But he's been better than Jaden. I think he's a better
Yeah,
player than Jaden McDaniels. Going forward. But if you want me to rank them, I'd probably be going Trey over Herb. A little. I just by a little bit. But I understand your point. It's safer to just hold Herb Jones. With Trey, something has to happen, like another injury, or maybe he gets hot. But yeah, they're close. They're close. I'll probably just go with Trey because of the 3 pointers. Probably that, because Herb
just
Jones.
the upside. The upside is a lot. I mean, the gap
Yeah,
there when they play similar minutes, the gap is so huge. Um, it's just that
Herb
we're not sure.
Steals. Herb Steals just disappeared. It's disappeared this
Yeah.
year also. So maybe that also is a big factor. It's like 1.1 this year. That's okay, but that's not necessarily that important already. The grand scheme of things of your lineup. If you get 1.1, maybe 3 games, that's 3 or 4. I mean, not like last year where it was 1.7 to 2.
Yeah.
That's bigger. So that's why I'm not as high on Herb uh this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you said, it's been so. It's been bad.
Not even so. It's been really bad.
Yeah, it's
I
been
mean,
bad. It's
the
been bad.
stocks are not there. I think he's a little same. He's in the same boat as Jaden, a little better. But
I don't know why. I don't know why. The shooting has dropped,
the
and everything
depth,
else
I
is.
guess the depth. I mean, last year Trey Murphy was not even rosterable in fantasy, right? Last year.
Yes.
So now, they're probably gonna be sharing minutes. I think the depth of New Orleans plus the improvement of some players. Of course, Nance is there. Nance is, last year I think he started off on the injury list, right? So I think lots of changes there's that inflated the value of Herb last season. So this year, he takes, of course, Zion is the biggest reason there. Um, so I think that's what's affecting the value of Herb this year. Yeah, but I get it. I think people would probably hold on Trey more than Herb just because he has a higher upside there. And he's proven that he can, do it this season. So yeah, I could understand that. Other players, Derek White, uh,
Well, we just talked about Rob Williams returning. I think he's gonna be a drop. It's gonna be a drop.
yeah, and Tari Eason. Tari Eason, I think, is a very luxury stash, although he can
Very.
contribute here and there. So maybe you can stream him from time to time, right? If you're streaming players like Jose Alvarado or whoever's there, I think Tari Eason could be is streamable in a lot
People,
of games.
Tari Eason's fans would say that he's ranked in the top
100.
150, but for me, top 150. Sometimes if you in certain sites, top 120, top 100. But as I said, these ranks, turnovers, big factor. He doesn't turn the ball over. Zero point 0.9, that's a big factor. So I don't really think that's valuable to us in fantasy. He just needs more minutes, and we have a lot of trade rumors. Players are now eligible to be traded. A lot of players, most of the league eligible to be traded, because even those who were signed new contracts are eligible to be traded. So there might be some deals that would happen, and we heard KJ Martin and Eric Gordon possibly moving. In that case, your luxury stash would pay off. So if you can afford, I would still hold on to Eason if you can really afford it, because he just needs that. If KJ moves out, if Eric Gordon moves out, man, I mean, sky's the limit for him, for Eason.
Yeah. So Tari, Eason, luxury stash. Also depends on how your team is doing, who's the player you're gonna add, right? Or are you just gonna stream the spot? Are there good streamers out there that could potentially be, long-term ads as well? I think all of these things factor in to whether you're gonna drop him or keep him for a while. All right, that's it for our welcome back.
We made it.
We made it.
JJT
We made it.
Made it through it. Made through it.
Yeah.
Made it through. Made it through. Made it through.
It's been a struggle, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I think we can still do this a few more.
I just want to say something. It's dedication to JJT also. He has to edit this. He has to do stuff, and it's not easy for him because his whole family is in health and safety protocols. So dedication to you guys also for him to want. He's the guy who's been forcing me to record. I told him, just take a rest. But he said, no, we have to record. We have to do this for our fans, for our listeners. I said, no,
the whip.
I said, I'm tired. And then, but I felt embarrassed, to say that I'm tired because JJT, coughing and all, made it through two episodes because we had our DFS episode also.
Yeah.
So kudos to JJT.
All right. Thanks, guys. Check that out. And the DFS episode as well. We'll upload it. And yeah, we are back. So hope to see you back in the comments section. We'll be posting this again later today. With that, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. As always, please subscribe, like, and follow us on our social media accounts. It's all in the description with this video. With that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.